What's up, my horse lovers? It's the Horse Reactor here, and I am back for another reaction. And this time, we are returning to the channel called At the Races. So, anyway, this video is called Tribute to Lester Piggott. He passed away this year on May 29th. And this video is like days later, but who cares? Better late than never. He was 86 years old when he passed. That's gotta be a very old age for him. So, anyway, the video we are taking a look at, I think I must... No, wait, I said the name of the video already. So, anyway, the video is about 10 minutes and 11 seconds long. So, let's get right to it. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Royal Academy is thundering down the center of the turf. Carson Stein is fifth. They're coming down to the finish. Lester Piggott flailing away at Royal Academy. It's all Greek to me toward the inside. Here's the wire. Head bobbing finish. Royal Academy does it. And the living legend out of retirement, 54-year-old Lester Piggott pulls off the upset here.
Wow.
Bizarre, unique, brilliant at his job. The words of 17-time classic-winning rider Willie Carson describing his most complex, talented, challenged and challenging rival, Lester Keith Piggott.
Only recently released from prison, back riding only a couple of weeks and winning at the Breeders' Cup.
Piggott's talents in the saddle and his weaknesses out of it would propel him from the back pages to the front with a metronomic ebb and flow. Unusually tall for a flat jockey, he would become known as the Longfellow. With a jumping background, it soon became apparent at an early stage that young Lester was a gifted rider. Piggott the boy regarded school with disdain, cricket and football aside, and with him already demonstrating speech and hearing impediments, the call of the horses would always be his destiny. He was to have his first ride at just 12. He became champion apprentice just 2 years later, securing 52 winners in just his third season. The following year, with Piggott's Boy Wonder nickname now in common use, came the first of his Derby rides. He was to make the race his own with an extraordinary 9 wins, the first of which came at the age of just 18 aboard the Joseph Lawson-trained Never Say Die in 1954. This was the start of a key year for Lester, who linked up with the great trainer Sir Noel Merlis, and in a 4-year golden period, they won the Derby with Cripello in 1957 and St Paddy in 1960. However, in 1966, Piggott shocked the racing world by announcing that he was now a freelance jockey. This move allowed an alliance to be formed with another legendary trainer, Vincent O'Brien.
We'll put him in front this time, Lester. You'll go back. Midfield on that same gallop. But these two will be working mostly behind you.
Their partnership lasted well over a decade, including 4 Derby victories, and has gone down as one of the greatest racing unions of all time.
Wow. Where they run? Or are they just trained?
Sir Ivor gave Piggott and O'Brien the first of their 4 Derby winners together. 3 more followed with great names such as Roberto, the Minstrel, and the greatest of them all, Nijinsky. An easy 2,000 guineas win was followed by an imperious Derby victory, setting Nijinsky for a golden summer.
What?
The Irish Derby soon followed, and then the clash of the generations in the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Marvel again at Nijinsky seeing off rivals, which included 2 Derby winners, a Coronation Cup, and a French Oaks winner.
Coronation Cup?
So now for Doncaster. A bout of ringworm presented a headache in his preparation for the St Leger, but Nijinsky shrugged that off and completed the Triple Crown with ease.
150 yards to go, and this great horse striding home Nijinsky from Meadowville, challenging strongly on this side, Politico on the far side, at the podium, Nijinsky the winner.
Leicester's 9th and final Derby winner was Tinoso in 1983. He was booked for the ride by Jeff Ragg, backers of the 9-2 favourite barely had a moment's worry. Piggott's well-known single-minded determination to always get on the right horse with little regard for what or who got in the way saw him secure the ride aboard the Luca Cumani-trained Comanche Run in the 1984 St. Leger.
The furlong to go. Comanche Run and Baydon. Comanche Run and Baydon. Comanche Run from Baydon and Crazy. Went inside the final furlong. And it's left in the going on. He's won for the record, the 28th Classic. As Comanche Run wins the Leger from Baydon, second out the Baydon third.
The pair took the world's oldest classic, giving Leicester his record 28th British Classic, overhauling Fred Buckles' 27 wins set in the 18th century. An amazing achievement. In January 1985, Sir Peter O'Sullivan, the great commentator, journalist and friend of Leicester for many years, broke the story in the Daily Express newspaper. This was to be Piggott's final year in the saddle.
What?
However, he was soon to feel the full weight of Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, who had spent many months building a case against Piggott. Piggott's arrest was followed by an appearance at Ipswich Crown Court on the 23rd of October 1987, where he pleaded guilty to 10 charges of tax evasion and was sentenced to 3 years in prison. The darkest day for Piggott, as horse racing's most recognised figure was incarcerated. Piggott served a year and a day of his sentence, released to the glare of the media in October 1988, and so it seemed that the career and public life of Lester Keith Piggott was at an ignominious end. But this was Lester, the rulebook seemingly not written for him, and from seemingly nowhere, Piggott's name was back on the race card. Vincent O'Brien had been a significant psychological ally to his former stable jockey during the dark days, promising support if he ever wanted to make a comeback. True to his word, that support was crystallised on the world stage.
Crystallised?
John Reed was O'Brien's go-to rider at the time, but his fall before the Prix de l'Abbé a month earlier left Reed on the sidelines as the Breeders' Cup approached. O'Brien needed a jockey for the hugely talented Royal Academy, a top-class sprinter who was attempting to stretch out to a mile in New York. Aged 54, Piggott was his man.
It's been a terrific year for the gray hairs. Nolan Ryan at 43 continues to overpower with his strikeout speed, and George Foreman continues to box after 40 and box pretty well. Hale Irwin, how about him in the U.S. Open? And comebacks too by Joe Ferguson in the NFL and Guy Lafleur in hockey. And in racing, 54-year-old Lester Piggott, England's all-time rider. He's the British Bill Shoemaker. He's taken a circuitous path to today's Breeders' Cup.
And number 1 is Royal Academy. Royal Academy is American-bred but European-raced, a 3-year-old who gives the great Lester Piggott his second Breeders' Cup mount. This colt is raced mostly in sprints, as far as a mile, only once in his career.
What followed was one of the most unlikely, mesmerising 2 minutes of racing history, as Lester executed what he described himself as the most satisfying winner I ever rode.
On the outside, Mark of Distinction is clear running now, and here comes Mark of Distinction with his run for the lead. Lady Winner is in behind the phalanx of horses with nowhere to go. Royal Academy and Lester Piggott are 6 lengths off the lead, but they're launching their rally now as they come down to the final furlong. It's all Greek to me as a short lead, expensive decision battling back. Mark of Distinction. Royal Academy is thundering down the center of the turf. Carson Steinman is bit. They're coming down to the finish. Lester Piggott flailing away at Royal Academy. It's all Greek to me toward the inside. Here's the wire. Head bobbing finish. Royal Academy does it. And the living legend out of retirement, 54-year-old Lester Piggott pulls off the upset here. English champion jockey Lester Piggott, 11 times a champion.
God bless his soul.
What a comeback here for Lester Piggott today. We expected you to go to the lead early on, but you sat back. Can you tell us what happened out there in the race?
Well, I had a good race, really, you know. I was a little slow away. You know, just a bit, it was a bit scared of the gates, you know, going on the inside there, it was just a bit slow. But after that, you know, I had a nice one all the way through, you know, and he just looked at something when he straightened out, you know. Otherwise, he would have won a bit further.
Where do you think you'd win it?
Well, not until the furlong can happen, you know. But he just hesitated from his staying out, you know. He just ducked in a bit to the left, but, you know, he won comfortably, really. I just had to ride him the last 100 yards.
Thank you very much. Storybook ending there. What a great ride, Lester Piggott.
For pure drama, that win at Belmont Park surely topped the lot, but Piggott wasn't finished there. There was a final classic to come back at Newmarket in 1992 as Rodrigo de Triano powered to victory in the 2000 Guineas. This was his 30th and final British classic. That year ended badly for Leicester as he had a crashing fall aboard sprinter Mr. Brooks at Gulfstream Park's Breeders' Cup. He had a final winner in Britain in October 1994, making a career tally of 4,493 all told. And what a story it was, the Lester Piggott tale, a human dichotomy, a man who lived life privately, unable and unwilling to show his hand, but capable of consistent brilliance. Adored by the racing public, a thorn in the side of authority. Present-day riders still chase and cherish the annual awards named after him. Willie Carson was right. Bizarre, unique, brilliant. Lester Piggott, a legendary figure in the sport of horse racing, then, now, and forever.
So, anyway, that was a tribute to Lester Piggott. God bless his soul. And I mean it in the nicest way possible. I mean, like, sad to hear that he died at age 86, close to 100. But anyway, what can you do? And plus, I had no idea that he was in prison for a while. No. So, anyway, 1 like equals 1 prayer for Lester Piggott. Anyway, that's going to be it for this reaction, so please leave a like down below. Most importantly, copy the name of the video I reacted to and search it up in the search bar so you guys could see the video for yourself without having me talk over it. And click over here to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.